All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, that whole 3 points was all about Edouard Mendy. Oh my days. I mean, if it wasn't for Mendy, I don't think we'd get away with that match at all. In fact, I feel Brentford thoroughly deserved something out of that match. They deserved a draw, if not a win. The caliber of saves that Mendy was making in this particular match was just world class, outstanding. We're going to talk a lot about Edouard Mendy. The fact that he's not even nominated for the Ballon d'Or is absolute disgrace. And for me, he has to be one of the top three goalkeepers in the world right now, if not the best. I know there's Edison, there's Allison, there's De Gea. You can put his name in there. Obviously, in Bayern Munich, Neuer, Donnarumma in PSG. But Edouard Mendy, for me, is just incredible. He may not be the best penalty shot stopper, but when it comes to just general play, I don't think there's better shot stopper than him. I mean, as I said, the caliber of saves he made, oh my goodness, how some of them didn't go in, especially in that second half, in the dying moments, the bicycle kick from Brentford player, I can't remember who it was, and the way he just tipped that over the bar. Wow. And there was another one where he point blank range and he took that shot right on his face. He just made himself big. None of this are fluky saves at all. They are well calculated, measured saves. Mendy knows exactly what he's doing. He's making himself big, and his reach is just incredible. Like, he can just reach anything. I mean, this is quite apt from Chelsea. Man of the match for today. Mendy, Mendy, Mendy. I mean, I don't think there was any other man of the match. And we'll get into the whole player analysis, how we played. I've obviously touched a little bit on Brentford. I feel like they deserve something, in all honesty. Something, if not even a win. But for me, I mean, there is no doubt Mendy is the man of the match. Before we get into the whole analysis, we'll start from the top. We're looking at our lineup. This is how we set up against Brentford. Edouard Mendy in goals, Malang Sarr, Andres Christensen, Chalobah in the back three, five in the midfield. Obviously, Ben Chilwell and Azpilicueta playing as wing backs. In the middle, Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Kante. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek most times did play as that sort of central midfielder. He did drive forward as well, but he was at times the deepest midfielder. And then up front, Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner. So for me, just in regards to the lineup, I wasn't surprised. This is what I predicted in the preview as well, that Malang Sarr was going to start. He's the most natural selection after Rudiger. As much as I didn't want him. I probably wanted Chalobah to be there, Azpilicueta to be in the RCB, and then Reece James to be in the right wing back. But I must say, Malang Sarr, as I predicted, started and also played really well. So I'm really happy about that. The only probably surprise package for me was the fact that Callum Hudson-Odoi didn't get an opportunity. I thought Callum against Southampton was half decent, to be honest, and I thought he'll just get some sort of game time, consistent game time. But he didn't get that. Kante came back into the team, and you know what? It made absolute sense, because you look at Brentford's lineup; they were stacked in midfield. So to combat that, we needed more bodies in midfield. So I completely understood that. Let's talk a little bit about the first half and the second half now. First half, to be honest, I seem like we were a bit more in control, and most times we didn't have any big issues besides that one opportunity that Embo had where he hit the post, and then straight off the back of that we countered and almost got a goal, which was an offside goal. And then the last probably 5 to 10 minutes of that half, we were putting some sort of pressure. The entire game, I don't think we were creative enough. And this is something we'll definitely talk about, some of the positives and negatives in the game. But in that first half, the last probably 5-10 minutes, we were looking okay. We ended up getting that goal. Really good finish from Ben Chilwell. And Ben Chilwell, most of the times, was sort of, acting as one of the front three, to be honest. You've got Werner and Lukaku, but Ben Chilwell was really providing a lot of support up front and really camped a lot of the time over there. Did defend as well, did drop back and defend. And he was strategically always looking to be just in the middle of the box, waiting for those second balls to drop in when the crosses would come in, and he would lash onto it. And this is exactly how he did, got that goal. And it was a well-taken finish as well. Great volley. And he's in some fine form, scoring for us just before the international game against Southampton. Another volley there, scoring for England as well, now scoring again for Chelsea. So I'm happy with Ben Chilwell's progress, and I hope he continues on like this. And he had a very good game. I'm not going to lie. Second half, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, it was all Brentford. It was all Brentford. I don't remember us creating any big chances in the second half, especially the last 20 minutes. They were all over us, peppering shots after shots after shots. Let's have a look at some of these stats. I mean, it's incredible. And this is something that we need to talk about. You look at the stats over here. Brentford, 7 shots on target. We had 1 shot on target, which was the goal, obviously. Shots off target, Brentford 2, us 3. Block shots 6 and 2. Possession 44%, 56%. But in all honesty, it was all Brentford in the second half. But for me, it's that first stat, 7 shots on target to us having 1. And this is where I want to start talking about our first issue, which is we're not creating enough. And I don't know if it's completely Thomas Tuchel's fault or not. And this is where I want to hear from you guys. You look at the lineup, as I showed you guys the lineup, right? Let's go back to the lineup. You have to ask yourself, who is our creator here? You look at the midfield, Mateo Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and N'Golo Kante. Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, yeah, they can create, but they're not genuine playmakers. They're not the people that are going to rack up the assists. They're not people that are going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and find those key passes to Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner. So it's a bit of a concern, because for me, even though we got the 3 points, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we played good enough. And this has been the theme of the season. We've not played good enough almost every single game we've played. Besides Crystal Palace up front and Arsenal, even then, I feel like we could have had a few more gears that we could have gone, up with. I just don't think we're clicking yet. Our attack, Brentford was a lot more threatening than us, and this is something that is telling. You look at other teams like Liverpool and City, who are the standards of the Premier League at the moment. Liverpool were just opening up Watford for fun, and I know you're going to say it's Watford, but no team in the Premier League is easy. Watford's had some good results this season already. So, I mean, look, Danny Rose was pathetic against Salah, but having said that, Liverpool they're so direct in their manner. The way they play, they drive towards the defenders, and then they have runners to create chaos. Whereas us, we're not direct enough. Besides Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and we're going to talk about some player performances, there's not many players. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and probably Kovacic are the most direct players that creates a bit of uncertainty on the opposition. Besides them, Kante does that at times, but I feel like Kante's decision-making at times lets him down. He gets into really tasty positions, but then his decision-making lets him down. So, I mean, I'm just going to bring something up. Our XG was just something incredible. Let me see if I can bring this up. XG philosophy. Brentford had an XG of 1. Yeah, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Brentford had an XG of 1.88. We ended up winning the match 1-0. Our XG was 0.28. We should not have even scored a goal. So this is what's been sort of helping us out in recent times, where we're winning ugly, which is great. So the positive is we haven't been good and we're winning games, which is fantastic. But the negative is we can't continue like this, because sooner or later we will be found out. We will be found out. If Brentford had gone up 1-0, I don't know how we come back from that. Maybe there would have been a reaction, but Brentford had at least 2 to 3 big chances. If it wasn't for Mendy, we were finished. So this is the alarming factor for me, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to start playing more attacking brand of football. We need to create more chances. We need to create more shooting opportunities. We don't shoot enough. I mean, I just showed you guys our stats. Brentford 7 shots on target, us 1 shot on target. It's just incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk a bit about player performances now. We'll touch Mendy again right at the end. He's the man of the match, no doubt about that. Without him, we don't win this match one bit. Some key players to look out for me that stood out. I must shout out the defense. Malangsa, Christensen, and Chalobah. For the inexperienced defense that we had up against two monsters like Ivan Tooney and Mbemba, they did really well. Saha really impressed me. And I've been saying, look, there's no way he's going to take Rudiger's position. But whenever you do get the opportunity, if you keep performing like that, at least you're going to be in the back of Thomas Tuchel's mind that he can be trusted to be a backup. And you never know where your career could take you. Look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's absolutely taken it by storm. So Malang Sarr, for me, defensively was strong, putting in some really good, nice tackles, pressing as well, winning the ball back. Very, very good. In midfield, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic. And both Kovacic and Kante were probably similar. They had a very decent type of games. Nothing outstanding. Passing ranges were great. Pressing was great. Interceptions were great. They did good. But the standout player for me in midfield was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There were so many times he would get the ball and just wriggle past two players. You know, two Brentford players will press him and he'll just wriggle past them, really turn them inside out. His driving runs were brilliant. Passing was good as well. The way he wins fouls in dangerous areas. Ruben barely dispossessed. The thing is, he's playing most of the times where I saw, he was playing as the deepest midfielder. I would like him to go further up and help out the attack and be that player where Ben Chilwell was just outside the box. I think Ruben will find himself getting more goals and assists. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek, there is no stopping him at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. He starts. For me, he was that outstanding midfielder against Brentford. Amazing performance yet again. Another tick mark for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Up front, obviously, as I touched on, Chilwell and Azpilicueta, very good games. Chilwell, especially with the goal, defensively was solid as well. Work rate was great. The way he was kept on bombing forward and helping out the front two was really admirable to see. And this is what I expect from him. Yeah, that level of performance week in, week out, or else you've got Alonso who's just going to shift in. So I hope Chilwell can continue on. Chilwell's chipping in with the goals, some key goals he's chipping in, which is incredible. So, you know, we must appreciate his efforts. Azpilicueta on the right side, look, never gives us anything less than 7.5. But the thing is, you do lack that pace. And I do want to see back, you know, Reece James ASAP and Azpilicueta tucking into that right CB role. But he's doing a job at the moment, but it's that pace that lacks up front. Timo Werner and Lukaku. Look, that combination is fine. It does create a lot of chaos, especially Timo's movements and his pace. Timo, for me, had a very good game, in fact. He should have hit the target in the first half where I think Lukaku just laid the ball off to him and then he smashed the shot over the bar. I feel like that needed to be on target. And this is where Timo Werner just needs to polish his game up a little bit. Had that just gone in, I think Timo's confidence would have been sky high. But overall, I thought his work rate was great. He put in that nice cross where Lukaku was just offside, off the back of Mbemba hitting the post. And his movement was creating a bit of mess for Brentford at the back. This is the important topic now, Lukaku, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he's been that great in recent times. I feel like he needs to link up better. And there was a moment where Thomas Tuchel, I think, was screaming that Lukaku needs to produce more. He needs to give us a little bit more. He needs to drop deep when he can and help in midfield, help build up. He needs to press. He needs to show that intensity. And he can't just be floating around at top. You've got to be able to move around at times. And this is the difference that I'm seeing. And I'm not taking anything away from Lukaku. He's still a top player, and I know he's going to come good. But the difference between last season, where the front three that we had were very mobile and they really created a lot of issues, whereas now Lukaku is like a focal point, and the issue with him is he's not moving around enough to drag the defenders around. So do want him to work a little bit harder, because right now it feels like Timo's running around and doing a lot of hard work, but Lukaku's not helping him out in those situations. And in the Premier League, we don't play a counter-attacking style of football like Inter Milan did. So he does need to get on board with the more possession style of football that we're playing. So Lukaku needs to work hard ASAP, and then he needs to understand how our football is played. I'm just going through some, Chelsea admin posts, buzzing with the victory. Another superb performance. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, undoubtedly. Mendy, look at this, top of the league, enjoying Saturday Night Blues. I mean, it's incredible. Let's just bring out the table now. We're at the top of the table. 19 points. Liverpool, 18 points. Man City, 17 points. I mean, even when we're not playing well, we are still on top of the table. That's the biggest positive. But there is a lot of negatives. Creativity is an issue. Not having enough shooting opportunities, not getting more shots on target. You look at Liverpool and City, their whole game plan is based on shooting opportunities, asking the questions of the opposition. This is what we've got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, the beekeeper. Love it. Let me know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. How do you think the game went? Do you think Brentford deserves something? What are the positives and the negatives of our game? What do you think about Edouard Mendy? Edouard Mendy, I can't believe he's not in the Ballon d'Or nomination. For me, he's in the top 3 goalkeepers in the world, if not the best goalkeeper at the moment. The saves he's made, they were unbelievable. This was his 3 points. This was his 3 points. Honestly, if it wasn't from him, we weren't doing much up front. In all honesty, so we were dead, in my opinion, without him. So let me know what your thoughts are about Edouard Mendy. What are the positives and the negatives as well of this match? How do you feel about our attacking players? I want to know all of that in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.